It's beginning to look a lot like Vlogmas. Everywhere you vlog, take a look at the 5 and 10, and you'll vlog again because you saw some Christmas trinkets there.
Okay.
It's beginning.
Okay, this is Theme Park Thursday Live. If you wanted to do a little number, you could have started off Vlogmas like that yesterday. You missed the boat.
We decided at the last minute to do it, and
Yeah, but
you posted the first one last night, so now it's happening.
Just do the open.
Live from New York.
It's Theme Park Thursday Live.
I don't have the video ready.
It's Theme Park Thursday Live with Dillos Diz. Featuring Frank. And Jen.
This is Theme Park Thursday Live with Dillos Diz. She is Jen.
Hello.
And I'm Frank, and for the next 30 minutes, we're going to present 3 topics or subjects theme park related here on the live stream, driven by you in the chat that we did not discuss on Theme Park Thursday, the podcast this week. The podcast is now available on your podcatchers everywhere. And we definitely didn't touch much on theme parks this week. Our guest was Ben Golder-Novick, also known as @Ben the Sax Guy. You know, last month on the podcast, we talked about me going to see Dave Matthews Band at Madison Square Garden for the first time. There's a whole story within a story that involves Ben. So make sure you check out the podcast this week. I called it a magical experience in the title because it kind of is. And that's how we connected it to Theme Park Thursday. Agree or disagree, Jen?
I agree. It is a magical experience. Again, spoiler alert, I mentioned in the podcast that like the sound of a saxophone, New York City, that gives me the feels in the same way that Disney gives me the feels. So there's a connection. Obviously.
No, definitely a connection. No, I mean, we thoroughly threaded the needle. And after the interview, stay tuned for a very special movie review, courtesy of our friend Jeffers.
Yes.
Who recorded his review of Home Sweet Home Alone, because God knows when we will watch it ourselves.
Never.
I don't know. I feel sometimes I go, should I? No, I can't. Thankfully, I'm in the middle of the Beatles documentary right now, so I feel like
true.
I got some time. It's Hallmark movies and the Beatles documentary. That's all I got right now. Gilmore Girls.
Gilmore Girls. I'm finding a way to at least work in just 1 episode, 2 episodes sometimes of Gilmore Girls still within my Hallmark movie watching. It's a bit it speaks big to Gilmore Girls that I'm doing that, because it should be on hiatus. Nothing else should be on the TV at this point. I also wanted to make a quick announcement. I know where my phone is. That's all. You muted yourself.
Like, oh, your mic has lost connection. I'm like, no, I haven't done anything. Stop it.
You ruined it.
Well, hello to everyone in the chat. Good morning. We hope you all had a great 2 weeks. We haven't done this in a fortnight. Not confused with the game. Fortnight.
Yes.
Fortnight is 2 weeks, everyone.
Yeah, I saw when you set up this StreamYard and you said after a week away, and I was like, we didn't do last week. Oh, right, Thanksgiving. I didn't. What day is it? It's Vlogmas, everyone.
Yes.
We're on the cusp of the 12 days of Dillos Diz Twitter Ohana. We have nothing going on.
Right. We've only presenting 36 different pieces of content here in the next 3 weeks. Totally fine. We totally have all the time in the world to do these things.
I would like to address this from Lee. He says, as a Hallmark newbie, he has found that Amazon has picked up a number of the Xmas ones, but he needs some recommendations. Jeffers also mentioned that he saw one pop up on Prime. What's happening? What? I guess it's allowed. I guess it's okay.
Some wheeling
don't
and
know.
dealing. I mean, but that is a
Mhm.
good way that, should others like yourself decide to cut the cord one day, know
Mhm.
that you have Christmas movie backup on Amazon. I'm
Right.
going to
Unlike
sneeze.
me, who go ahead, sneeze. Unlike me, who I get a Sling subscription every November to December just for Hallmark movies, and then I get rid of the subscription.
That makes sense.
Yeah, sure. You don't get Hallmark channels. Interesting.
All right, let's get to the 3 topics or subjects here to get the ball rolling. Topic number 1, Galactic Starcruiser, the musical. Now, on the podcast this week, we touched a little bit on the tease they dropped earlier this week. We talked more about the exploration of whatever happened beyond the glowing door. We'll touch a little bit more about the musical number, I think, in this episode of Theme Park Thursday Live, and what's coming in the next 3 months. We're surely going to get more teases, more reasons why we should be or not be spending our money, and we'll address all of those issues as we go. Topic number 2 is a fun one, I think. Grotto. Enunciate, Frank. You're from Long Island. Grotto, the ballet.
Grotto.
Hey, you want to go to the Grotto? Let's go down to the Grotto. You want to go down to the Grotto? Today at 3 p.m. I think it's on the tweet. I'll share the tweet. The Nutcracker Tiki special edition run and all the way sprint to the Poly lobby to grab it. Madness and mayhem will surely ensue this afternoon as people attempt to start to eBay their Nutcracker Tikis that will be available this afternoon. So I just thought we would address that. And then finally, topic number 3, Christmas, the day parade. It was announced that the Christmas parade would be running twice a day during the day, the week of Christmas, because... All right, we won't get into that all that right now. So the day parade's coming. There's a lot to talk about there. We'll get to it. Place your bets. Maybe you want to hear that first. 3-2-1, 2-3-1, 1-2-3. Place your bets. Galactic Starcruiser, the musical. Grotto, the ballet. Christmas, the day parade. I know I feel like I'm on the, where will I toe the line on the Christmas parade? Hey, Lexi, 1, 2, 3 for Lexi. Theme Park Rob recommends The Christmas Promise for a Hallmark movie.
Okay.
There you go.
Good.
Oh, Jen, you watched Next Stop Christmas, which I talked about extensively on Theme Park Thursday, the podcast, a couple of weeks back. Dr. Val says it was incredibly good. I had not asked your opinion on Next Stop Christmas. This was the first Hallmark movie you watched on Thanksgiving night.
This is what I kicked it off with. Kicked it off big. I had to go big, and luckily you can watch on Sling. You can watch the Hallmark movies on demand that have already played, so you don't even have to wait for it to come on. I enjoyed it. Mr. Dillo was eager to watch as well. He was loving all the little Back to the Future things that were happening. He especially loved the disappearing ticket. He pointed something else out that I thought you hadn't, and now I'm blanking on it, so I'll have to ask him again. But I feel like as the movie went on, it kind of pulled away from that a little bit and kind of turned into, a regular Hallmark Christmas movie, which is fine. So I think it lost him a little bit in that. Not that he doesn't enjoy the Hallmark movies, but but I was thinking that it seems similar to the Lacey Chabert movie where where she wakes up and she's got the kids and now she's the PTA mom and she's not the corporate person anymore, and so she has to figure out her way back. It kind of reminded me of that movie a little bit, and the whole time I'm just feeling really old knowing it's Ted Mosby's daughter. So
and that's the way it goes. And when it's all said and done, you just remember that you're old. I think 3-1-2 appears to be the winner here today. And I will say, I think the other thing on my side about Next Stop Christmas had Back to the Future connotations there. It was a couple of times they played like a little like a ding underneath Christopher Lloyd musically sometimes,
Yes.
which I equate to now the Adventures with Steffers lead in on her podcast, where she leads in with kind of like
yes,
the fade in from black opening of Back to the Future.
I'm very excited for Steffers this weekend, by the way.
I know it is a big weekend.
Yay.
I assume that they're filming. We're filming. Well, they could film it if they want. Well, we would want if they live stream it. We'll do it right here on the channel.
Oh,
Steffers. Someone get the word out to Steffers that that she's looking for a live stream out for her nuptials. We're here.
Yeah,
we'll include it in our Vlogmas.
That's right. So Steffers, if you want, we can totally include that in our Vlogmas for you. We would be happy to do that for you.
We would be honored, Steffers, if you let
Hello
us.
to Daddy-O over on Facebook.
Daddy-O, what's going
up?
on? All right, what do we say? We already got 19 minutes left. 3, 1, 2. It is the Christmas parade. So, Lee was in Disneyland Paris a couple of weeks back, and he was one of the things he was most excited about. No spoilers about anything that may be coming up in the future. But one of the things he was most excited about was parade. The parade would be returning to Disneyland Paris. He got it a day early. So, last week was the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I'm sure the majority of us watched that telecast. There were a lot of people on the street. Perhaps I didn't really film the crowds last night while I was walking around the Rockefeller Center area. I got nowhere, spoiler on the vlog, got nowhere close to the tree last night on the night that they were lighting it. But
we're doing really well, by the way, everybody. Yeah. If you see the Dillos out trying to see cool things in the city, we're doing great.
It's going to be 24 days of Dillos miss. We just Dillo it for 24 days.
We tried. We didn't do it. You know what? And then we tried this and we didn't do it.
But, especially with the Macy's parade last week, it crossed my mind that I was like, okay, there's a lot of there's the normal crowds on the streets here.
Yes.
So, and then you get 4 days in a row of news about I want to call it the Omni Mover variant. It's not the Omni Mover variant, but that's what I'm calling it, because every time I go to say it out loud, I want to say Omni Mover. I'm like, no, don't say it. You can't even say the word. It's fine. But now we have 4 days. So that with that comes, they're going to do the Christmas parade twice a day during the day, the week of Christmas or so. And but it's going to be cut in half. You're only going to see about half of the parade. So you're going somewhere between a cavalcade and the full parade. It's about 10 minutes long. And like, no one is surprised by this. This is why Disney hasn't been doing these parades all along. It's not because it would have come back with the fireworks.
Yeah.
We talked about all summer long when Jen stayed twice for the fireworks in MK. And she's like, what am I doing with all these people? Why aren't there parades? It's because they don't have the staffing. Yeah. And, when we talk about Voyage of the Little Mermaid, it's because they don't have the staffing. It's not, I think they would have brought back the stunt show. I'm guessing with the pyrotechnics and everything else, the explosion, there's more money in that, and even more money in the parade. But when you have a full 20-minute parade that has hundreds of performers, they might be a little spread thin, and that's, again, guessing, knowing what's underneath, knowing what was in the past. I think that we're seeing it in half version because they only have half staff.
Right.
Jen, what were your thoughts? Was that where you were leaning with? Are you more annoyed that the parade's coming back, that they're choosing to bring back a parade during the busiest week of the year, or that it's only half a parade?
All of the above. No. Side note, we're 15 minutes in, and I just switched my microphone so that when I'm talking into this device in front of me, you can actually hear me better. Anyway, so the fact that it's like half a parade is weird. The fact that this is pulled from the Very Merry Party, right? From years past.
Yeah.
So that's also a little bit weird. And I think overall, what the people want, and this is where Disney is falling short lately, is going, we hear you. You guys want a parade? Here you go. No, that's not what we want. We want the nighttime parades to return to Magic Kingdom. Now, I will take anything we can get. That's fine. And it's the holidays, and I love the holidays at Disney. And sure, yeah, I'm not saying like this is a bad thing, but I keep feeling like Disney goes, we hear you. We're going to do it like this, though. And it's like, no, that's fine. I guess we'll accept it because we have to, but it's not really what everyone is waiting for and hoping for and missing the most.
It's a very, to make a wrestling analogy, a very Vince McMahon move to be like, we listen to the fans, we hear your fans, so we're going to put the person you're cheering for into the main event, and we're going to crush them. And they will never recover from how we will crush them by the superstar we want to promote. And that's what that reminds me of. So yeah, I get that too. It's interesting for sure.
Oops, this is interesting that Kite Tails is great, but could those people be doing a parade instead?
Yes.
And Theme Park Rob was here in Indiana Jones rehearsals. That's exciting.
It's coming back in what, about 2.5 weeks?
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's all the decisions lately are very interesting. And I think also now that we're in December and in this time of year and the variants and the things happening and whatever, it's all very interesting of what is coming back and how it's coming back. And again, I'm not mad about a parade, but it's like, it's fine. We'll accept it.
I think, they're in a no-win too, right?
Yeah.
It's a no-win to say we're bringing back a full 20-minute parade where, if you, in the back of your head, you still hear the thing, well, 15 minutes of exposure. So you don't want to say we're bringing back a full 20-minute parade. Everything has been falling in that 15 to 20 range anyway, the fireworks, whatever, even though people are crowding there for 4 hours in advance, it's fine. But they're in a no-wins because they can't say we want to bring back the whole parade. But I wish they would actually be, and they have no right to be. There's no obligation to be more transparent.
Yeah.
But there's always sub stories to the story.
Yeah. Lee, I feel like they used to do the fireworks and nighttime parade about an hour or so apart.
Right.
And then I'm trying to think what came first. If it was the parade first, it may have been the parade first. And then once the parade was done, then more people could kind of come into Main Street to watch the fireworks.
Right. If I could take it way back, that I feel like you used to get, as soon as it was officially dark, you get like a Spectro at 9 and then get the fireworks at 10, Fantasy in the Sky. And then I guess if the park was open to midnight, you would get a second Spectro at 11. And I'm interchanging that probably with Main Street Electrical Parade. I'm probably conflating those early 90s years in the summer, but that's how I feel like I would remember it. And I think that's what's hard now is the crowds. The crowds are obviously, if we're not talking about the pandemic, even though it's still a massive crowd, they're obviously like doubled what they were in the early 90s of people just hovering and waiting. And yeah, sure, some of us had video cameras on Main Street back then, but it wasn't every single person who wanted to get the perfect video of their vacation.
Right. So. Good morning to Here for a Moment. Welcome.
Hello, Here for a Moment. Well, let's pivot. We will pivot to number one. It's Galactic Starcruiser, the musical. Earlier this week, as I mentioned, they released a little tease of the Galactic Starcruiser. Here, I'm going to pull it up here. Can you see my screen?
We can see it.
All right, so here
is this pop star who's known throughout the galaxy.
He's going through this doorway here. Can you hear the sound on the video?
We can.
Do I have to do commentary?
Yep,
okay,
you're good.
Great. So let's sit back as he walks into this secret passageway that's lit up, calling him out loud.
We can make the screen bigger, the video bigger.
What?
Full screen.
Okay.
See it? See the arrows?
I just paused it. What did I do?
Oh,
what's going on? I just popped through that door and I have no idea.
Now we got to get this little musical number. Let's sit back and watch.
Above and see the world slowly emerge before your eyes. feel the swell as the moon begins to rise above the tide. All around, change is coming, something new is in the air. Come and fly to the edge of the horizon. Welcome to the new world. Welcome to the new world.
Bravo, bravo, bravo.
Why is he so confused? He paid $6K to be there.
So on the podcast this week, we only talked about the first part of the video, really, not when she was on the bridge. It was when he goes through the doorway, and we talked about that element in some way excites both of us a little bit more than the presentation showed, not disparaging the presentation of the musical number. But the idea of you're able to freely explore potentially made a comparison to an immersive experience where, you just go through different rooms of a hotel for 3 hours. And, is there just filing cabinets in here? What kind of clues, what more can you learn in these rooms? And while that's an edgier show that I referenced on the podcast, it'd be helpful to know for sure that you can roam freely and discover, layers of the Galactic Starcruiser.
Yes. First of all, thank you, Dr. Val, because it was driving me crazy of where I've seen him before. Because I knew, I'm like, he looks so familiar. I know him from something. I have to IMDb immediately. Yes, I agree that the immersive experience, obviously, which is what this is, but how immersive it gets is the more intriguing part. And we have been saying this since the beginning of this announcement, like they need to bring it with this. People are paying a lot of money for a really unique experience. So it's like, how far can you take it? How far can you go? And what will be involved? And I'm looking forward to hearing more about all the little details and the hidden things that are there, more so than, oh yeah, we got to a private picture with so and so. Like, okay, right. What else did you do? So.
No, I agree. At the on Twitter over the weekend, there was a lot of music in Star Wars is always kind of hit and miss, so to speak. And when as soon as you hear anyone singing, people immediately, especially old folks like me, have flashbacks of the Star Wars holiday special that was on CBS that I was pretty sure I dreamt from 1978 until someone told me it was actually true in 1996. I was like, wait, that was an actual thing? I thought I dreamt that when I was a kid. Weird. That's how weird it was. The holiday special, everyone. Life Day. Remember it. So when I see it again, it's, look, they gotta show something. So whether the people on Twitter were just trying to make jokes or they didn't like the music or anything, you got to see what's in, what's going to be in store and what can be behind any door. And I think that is important for the success of the Galactic Starcruiser. Yeah, it was intriguing, right? It was enough to intrigue you to want more.
Agreed. All right, we have 6 minutes left. I said,
oh my God.
Oh, yeah, 6 minutes.
Topic number 2, Grog, Grotto, that ballet. Oh, there's the kid from the Goldbergs on my screen. Let me share this other screen here. Stand by as I bring up what the tiki looks like. That's going to be available today. Jungle all the way home with this first edition Trader Sam's Nutcracker Tiki mug. Available today at 3 p.m. December 2nd at Trader Sam's, Grog, Grotto, and at the Tiki Terrace. Sold with the, I'm not going to pronounce this at all, Meli Kaliki Mai Tai, and limited to 1 mug per guest. You hear that? You hear that? 1 mug per guest.
I'm not afraid anymore.
While supplies last. So if I can I bring up the picture like I did there it is. There's the.
Oh, did you lose your mic again? There you go. You're back. You're back, but you're louder, so don't yell.
So Nate mentioned earlier that he didn't like the design of the mug. I don't think that matters to most people. They will just run straight to the poly to buy it. I mean, I almost feel like should they do like one Christmas one a year?
Mhm.
Like it should.
Right.
Where do we see this going? Is really my thought. I'm like, are they going to do themed tiki mugs every year at different seasons? So you buy more, everyone.
Right. Does it become the Epcot festivals where each season there's just a new tiki mug for different things or special happenings in the park? If there's a new attraction opening, will there be a tiki mug, or are you going to just keep it to holiday and season specific so it doesn't go too far left? I
Yeah,
don't
like
know.
far left or far right.
Far right. Either
We're
way.
very fair and balanced here. Um,
Da, 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 da. That was not meaning anything. I just used it. Did you see? I was actually pointing right and said left. So what do I know?
I think the big thing is just where I feel like this is like they're dipping their toe in the water. I mean,
Yeah.
they should know that whatever tiki mug they drop will cause mayhem. But
Yes.
and I know that there's other websites out there that have cool design tiki mugs and characters. When I was over at New York Comic Con at the end of September, beginning of October, whenever it was, beginning of October, I have never been to really a Comic Con before. I was like stunned by the amount of booths that were dedicated to designer tiki mugs, like the Golden Girls tiki mugs,
Yeah.
just the Mandalorian tiki mugs, whatever. That I feel like Disney is like, I think we're missing out on making more money with this. That's where my thoughts go with this. Again, it's here's what you're being presented with. What's really happening underneath? Like even the presentation of the teas in the Galactic Starcruiser performance, I'm kind of like, do they feel like they have to release more in order
Right.
to get more people to see what's because I'm sure they're happy with who has made reservations so far, but do they want more reservations? And they feel like whatever level they set of trying to meet money at this point is not being met. So they're like, we're gonna have to show something. What do we got?
Right.
So there's always that something underneath that there's always an ulterior motive with that Disney. That's what I think.
Yeah, and I also think Disney loves anything you can collect. They know that's where the money is. Way back in the day, the Dillos would collect ceramic figures because that was a thing to collect. Then, as time went on, you got pins, you got Funkos, you got these tiki mugs. I mean, you got now the little mini, Minnie or Mickey or Winnie the Pooh that you can then dress up and you can do all these things. Anything that we can now get more of, ears, lounge fly bags. People are just, Disney's like, people love to collect our stuff. Let's just make more things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and that's, I mean, and again, it's a business. Nothing wrong with that. You're coming out of a pandemic. You need to make up for some losses. I get that too. But again, it's a fascinating when you see something like this come out. And kind of, I felt like a little bit of short notice too. Like, hey, by the way, tomorrow, Nutcracker at Grog. What?
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see where this goes from, whether it's just a holiday thing every year with a tiki, Christmas themed tiki, holiday themed tiki, or whether it becomes a seasonal offering.
Right.
Well, it's 10:29 already. We didn't do that many tangents, did we?
A couple. It's like your birthday right now, 10:29.
Oh, check out our TikTok at Dillo's Diz. Jen did one on hers at Janillo Talk.
That's right.
The Grinch TikTok, and then I duetted it on the Dillo's Diz TikTok. We're already less than the number I presented.
It's great.
We're taking this party over to DillosDizResort.com. That's our Patreon. Patreon memberships beginning as low as $1 per month. That $1 gets you into our Discord. That Discord is responsible for the movie review you hear today from our good friend Jeffers on Home Sweet Home Alone. Make sure to check out Theme Park Thursday, the podcast with Ben Goldernovic, a.k.a. Ben the Sax Guy. It's a really fun story for 45 minutes or so about his journey to Madison Square Garden and performing with the Dave Matthews Band on 2 sold-out concerts. But like we said, we're going over to DillosDizResort.com. Of course, you can send all your Christmas cards to Dillos Diz at 55 Gerard Street, number 987, Huntington, New York, 11743. We'll see you over at Dillos Diz Resort. Bye-bye.
Deuces.